All right, which one of you decided to order a heat wave for now? 100 coasts this week, and I know a lot of them are unfortunately going to be suffering. This is a major heat wave in the late summertime for the Willamette Valley, and this video is going to explain what is going to be happening over the next couple of days and into next week. So, as usual, the National Weather Service's watches and warnings is showing an extreme heat watch for the Willamette Valley and the lower Columbia River Basin, plus the Columbia Gorge and the Columbia Basin proper. And then I posted this a few days ago in the post section of my channel, but why is it now called an extreme heat watch versus excessive? Pretty much it's the same thing. An extreme heat watch and extreme heat warning has just replaced an excessive heat warning and an excessive heat watch, excuse me. They mean the exact same thing. It's just updated to utilize their heat risk index that the National Weather Service has been using over the last few years. So now that that's out of the way, what is the setup for this going to be? This will be more of our traditional heat waves where we have a high pressure system situated a little bit to our southwest for one high pressure system, but this ridge actually built all the way up into British Columbia. So this ridge will pretty much extend all the way up and over the Rocky Mountains. Now, based on where this high pressure is located at, it is not a location that would trigger easterly winds. Instead, it would trigger more northerly winds or maybe a little bit from the northeast. That will get some downsloping effect from the Cascades, but not as much as if it was a full-on easterly wind event. That does slightly reduce our fire risk as well, at least for the slopes of the Cascades. So, a few heat tips for you. First off, the medical. I do post this on most of my heat wave videos. The difference between heat exhaustion and heat stroke. If you are experiencing any of the symptoms on heat exhaustion, just make sure to take medical help as needed, specifically moving to a cooler area, loosening your clothing, and sipping on water. Though I do personally argue that if you are hydrating after you get heat exhaustion, it's already a little bit too late. Because, especially in these drier heat waves, you're going to get dehydrated far more quickly than you realize. If you are experiencing heat stroke symptoms, please call 911 immediately. Other heat tips: lighter colored clothing will help keep your body cooler, and then that is because it reflects more of the sun's rays. So, as a result, the clothes are cooler. And then limit the time outside, especially from about 12 to 7 o'clock. I understand this is going to be incredibly difficult for those competing in hood to coast. And if you are competing in that, please pack about twice as much water as you would think you need, especially if you're doing any of the legs during the afternoon hours here on Friday. As a quick forecast, I do anticipate the coast will be cooler, but highs will probably be in the 70s to low 80s on Saturday, depending on where you're at on the course west of the Coast Range in comparison to the likely 100 plus here in the Willamette Valley. So, speaking of the forecast, I will start with the Southern Valley. This is specifically for Corvallis to Eugene, as I anticipate once you get up to the Salem area, high temperatures will be in the triple digits for Friday and Saturday. Instead, Corvallis will be escaping with temperatures right around 97 degrees before cooling off into the mid 90s. Is not really much of a cool off in all fairness as we go into next week, with low temperatures hovering right around 60 degrees. For the Portland metro area, I'm anticipating high temperatures to be 102 degrees on Friday, 101 degrees on Saturday after a day in the upper 80s to maybe even flirting with 90 degrees, with temperatures cooling off a little bit on Sunday, 8 to 98, and lower 90s Monday through Wednesday, with low temperatures being in the low to mid 60s, setting daily record or high low temperatures for every day on this forecast, with the exception of Tuesday morning. So that is going to be it for this video. I do anticipate to come out with videos at least the next couple of days until Saturday night while this maintains major heat status by my definition, which is about 50% chance of widespread 102 degrees or hotter. Until then, stay safe out there. If you want to feel a little cooler, I am linking my way too early winter weather predictions in the end cards as I usually do during these heat wave events. Otherwise, stay safe out there and take